All right, let's get it Abhay also on the show. Abhay, you must have heard our exclusive chat with Aditya Puri. It was a very candid chat, spoke on a range of issues, as well as read it in ET today. You've been tracking HDFC Bank for a very long time. Talk to us about the prospects. What does it look like? Not talking about the stock in the near term, but for the longer term, do you see HDFC Bank face some challenges on asset quality front, as some are fearing, or do you think growth, etc., will not be an issue? They are in fact landing up gaining market share.
So you're absolutely right. I mean, I've been tracking HDFC Bank for the longest possible, which is from the day its IPO came out in early 90s. But talking about the near-term situation. You heard Mr. Puri talk about what they have done during COVID times, and it's just incredible the way the bank has grown its liability and asset book on across all zones, rural, urban, employed, unemployed, SME, non-SME. So it's and this is a typical sign of a true leader, that they don't make excuses. I'm talking about for the bank as a whole. Whereas you have a lot of small competitors who are hiding behind, COVID and playing the victim card and blaming their problems and lack of growth on COVID. Whereas here is the clear leader in private banking space, which has come out during tough times, all guns firing without having to raise any new capital. And I don't think anybody should try to read between the lines of what the bank has communicated or the leadership has communicated.
Abhay, what are your thoughts on the new leadership at HDFC Bank, Shashi? They've been interacting with funds last couple of weeks. You must have gathered as well about the takeaways from Shashi's direct message to the investing community. Do you see in good hands going forward? That nervousness which the stock saw because of leadership change was unwarranted?
About the transition, because Mr. Puri has founded the bank and got it to where it has got. I would say Shashi has been an insider from day one, so the bank seems to be in good hands. I haven't heard anything to the contrary that makes me believe that anything is going to change. I think the bank itself has to transition into the new phase of growth, and the current new leadership is absolutely capable of doing that. I mean, I'm not worried about that.
How do you see competitive landscape for HDFC? There are a couple of other private sector banks which are gunning for the same kind of a target audience, deploying same digital reach, etc. Many of them are quite aggressive. How do you see the competitive landscape for HDFC?
So I think if we break the customer segment into corporate and retail, I think in retail at least, we have seen that HDFC Bank has stolen a march over its competitors, largely because of its very aggressive digital presence. In fact, even now, if you see on consumer lending side, it's the most aggressive bank and in terms of acquiring new clients and rolling out new deals. On the corporate bank side, now it's so big that frankly, I think there are only a handful of private banks that compete with it in terms of size. So I would say that in both retail and corporate bank side, the bank is in a kind of a sweet spot that it has created for itself. And it is continuing to create a distance between itself and its nearest competitors.
All right, Abhay, we'll let you go on that one. Thanks very much for your take on the commentary coming from HDFC Bank.